Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and X.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it. Happy Thursday night.
Welcome to our live stream. If you are new here, our Thursday live streams are just our chance to hang out with our community and answer questions that you may have. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and type question and then whatever your question is, or you can use the super chat function, which is little $ in the little chat box, and that highlights our screen and also benefits our channel, which we greatly appreciate.
I am sporting the OG, the Keto Chow. Remember these little Sunday cups to have my, as Miriam Bear calls it, my angry water, my bubbly seltzer. It does look angry, right? Like this. Look at this. These are angry bubbles right here.
Well, it's because I changed the CO2 canister last night.
It's
so
working great. I love it.
Extra bubbly.
I love extra bubbles.
So I was just looking through the chat here. I saw Trish said, I've never heard of taco guts. Everything but the taco?
Yes, I love taco guts.
Yeah, pretty much everything that you would put inside just don't have the shell.
Like a deconstructed taco, but it sounds terrible. Like, I mean, if you say tonight, hey, honey, you want to have some taco guts? Caleb is obviously having a very good video game experience in there. But yeah, if you say taco guts, that does not sound like super appealing, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't sound great, but it tastes great.
Like egg roll in a bowl, but you could say it's like egg roll guts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dorothy said a friend was going to gift me 2 cabins plus all the expenses for the 2KK getaway in December. They put up a sign at work today. No vacation request will be granted from September 8th to January 10th. It's a no-go.
Oh, Dorothy,
I'm so
I am
sorry,
so
Dorothy.
sorry. The only thing is, this is not the last time that we are going to sail together. So, like, hopefully you can come with us on next year's cruise, but I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that really stinks.
We were this close to hang out with Dorothy. I'm sorry.
It's funny. I'm in a lot of like cruise Facebook groups, and one of the ones I'm in is Icon of the Seas. Not that we will ever be able to afford to go on Icon of the Seas, but I still find it interesting as a travel agent to see what people are saying. And somebody had put up a post the other day, and it was something to the line of, my husband booked a non-refundable cabin on Icon of the Seas, and my boss denied my PTO.
Ooh.
And so my initial reaction was, why would you book a cruise without first making sure you have time off?
Yeah.
Especially a $5,000 non-refundable cruise. That's number one.
I'm afraid of non-refundable stuff.
Well, a lot of things are non-refundable. So like with Royal Caribbean,
sweaters that are non-refundable scare me.
With Royal Caribbean and most of the other cruise lines, most of the time there's a non-refundable deposit, but you can cancel up until the final payment date. Like after the final payment date, like you're kind of locked in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But like if you make a $500 deposit up to final payment date, you can use that. It's a non-refundable deposit, but you can use that money for a future cruise for a $100 per person penalty for a change fee. So you lose $200, but you don't lose the other $300.
What have you
They charge a lot of money if you want a refundable. It's like airlines.
Yeah.
It's like it's a significant amount more money. But that was my first question but reading the reactions, I'm like, wow. Like a lot of people are like, paid times off. PTO is not like, it's this is my time, I'm taking it. And if you don't like it, tough crap. Like, I don't think you can really tell most bosses, like, I'm going whether you like it out.
Said that to a boss ever.
Like, yeah,
Tough
they're like,
crap?
yeah.
I never said that.
Like, I'm going, this PTO, I'm just telling you I won't be here. I don't care if you say I can't not be here.
So
I'm like, really?
What I want to know, let us know in the chat, what is like the bravest purchase that you've ever made that you knew going in was non-refundable. I think that I'm trying to think of Christmas past, because I feel like we have like purchased some sort of a like video game type of stuff for the boys like years ago. I can remember thinking like, oh my goodness, this is no givesies backsies. But it was like Christmas and the kids put that on their Christmas list, and you're like, I think that's the most I've been willing to do is like a non-refundable thing.
Right. Well, to the house we're buying.
Oh, that's true. I can't. That is true. I did not think of that. You're right. A house purchase.
We are blessed that the house we're buying is actually, even after all of the renovations, worth less than what this house is.
That is the prayer. We have to sell this house.
But we're also moving from the city to the country, but we are gaining 6 acres. I think that this is one of those things where, like, yeah, it's like if we had to pay somebody to do the work, I don't think it would necessarily be worth it, because I think this is one of those times where if you're going to buy real estate, you have to find a really good deal. Because I think you're at a time where, for the first time in a long time, real estate may not be the greatest investment in the world.
We could not sell our house and buy a house in our neighborhood.
No.
Like, there's no way.
No, we couldn't.
Yeah, we have to move far away.
I mean, and then we're blessed by the fact that, like, our car insurance is going to drop by $2,000 a year. I mean, so there's lots of things. So Chris said, okay, hey, real Chris. Talk. I think RV Unplugged run probably couldn't have ended better with them not having to vote out
Such
friends.
A blessing.
It really was. We recorded our reaction video. It'll go up tomorrow. It was just going into that day was so hard. So it was a fun day, which I was really grateful for, because at that point we knew that Dustin and Leslie had the token. So we knew there was only one place that we could have put a vote, because you can't vote yourself off. And we didn't want to, though, because we never had an alliance with Matt and Mandy, like, hey, we'll vote together. We just really liked them. And Rachel flat out said, I'm not going to write your name down.
Right.
And was kind of hoping that they would do the same, but we never got that back from them.
And God,
so we didn't want to
good.
Break our word.
Even to the end,
our strategy was to force a tie.
I had that opportunity to talk with her, which is what I wanted, to put myself at peace and just say, like, look, like, you vote your heart, we've got to vote, our heart. But when there was blue votes us off and we vote off, blue, I was like, is God not good?
It was awesome.
What a great,
and
like,
I think
the perfect
no matter
moment.
what, we were going home.
Oh, yeah.
The only way we wouldn't have gone home is if we could have forced a tie. Then you would have had a revote, and nobody would have forced a tie. And then by sheer dumb luck, Todd pull out Matt and Mandy's name.
I mean, that's it.
That would have been the only way we wouldn't have gone.
Triple Lutz
right.
landing on a
The only thing I was
pond.
Little surprised by, for those of you who watch them, I don't want to talk all night about RV
Too
Unplugged,
late. You already moved on.
Well, Chris brought it up.
Okay.
But
it's Chris's fault.
I was a little shocked to see the team say they voted us off because we didn't talk to them.
That seems like us, right? That really, like, we give off that vibe.
I mean, the one team, I would say yes, but the other team, we spent a lot of time talking. In fact, I was coaching them on how to start a YouTube channel.
I know. So here's the good news. We get to hang out and spend more time, and they'll get to know us. That's what I'm excited about. Like, everybody, we can hang out more.
But as we were telling Tony last night and Todd, that when you see your name written down and you're used to nobody liking you, and you've had teams telling us nobody likes you, you kind of go back to your old habits and become a recluse.
Right. So we have to learn from this. Everybody,
don't become a recluse.
Don't become a recluse, and don't let that put you down. Okay, I am gonna say this though. I don't know the strength or stretching of, like, the alliance, but I have to say, now knowing that there was one, kind of cool that they didn't get to send us home. Right? Like, I mean, it's still, like, that it didn't work.
It didn't work.
It wasn't them that sent us home. I mean, somebody did, but
Artemis said, hey, 2KK, I can't watch the live, but I'll watch the replay. My birthday was yesterday, and I'd love to hear your pretty voices sing happy birthday.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, you guys make me smile when you sing for others.
Let's do it. You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Artemis.
Happy birthday to you.
And many more, so many more, and hope you have a really good night. Let me know if you're still here. What are you doing that's extra special for your birthday? Are you doing something fun?
Dorothy said Joe and Rachel were too strong. They knew their chances of beating them in the end were slim.
Thanks,
so they
Dorothy.
had no choice but to vote them
I
off.
want to believe that. I'm too strong. That's the Rachel.
I will say,
way too strong.
You know, from last week, I forgot that there was a tie and it came down to Todd pulling a name out. The game would have gone very different had Jack and Shelby had their name pulled out of that box.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been very, very different.
I can't wait for next week. Next week is going to be awesome too. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And
Let's
I will
take this
say,
to the finish line.
Yeah, the finale is amazing.
Yeah.
The finale is amazing.
Amazing.
I mean, Shauna said, and she was asking Chris, but I'm going to answer her. What is the shortest amount of time you had a creamy in the freezer before whizzing it up? I've done it in less than 12 hours. It wasn't like...
You mean like how fast does your freezer freeze?
Well, because you're supposed to wait 24 hours. But I've done it in 12, where it wasn't a solid block, but it did become like a good...
Like a
little bit... No, it was harder than a soft serve, but not as hard as like normal. Trish said, thanks to your Amazon live stream, I'm now the proud owner of a sous vide and container, vacuum sealer, Instapot, new kitchen scale, Wagyu spray, and
a
hair thingy.
I'm waiting
Shopping
for my hair
counts
thingy.
as cardio, right?
It absolutely does. I'm so excited because all
we ordered
of
a
those
bunch
things,
of alarm stuff for the new house.
We did buy like Ring alarm things because that was a really
You're not
good
supposed
discount.
to tell people what alarm you have.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I mean, I don't even know a second name. What, like ADP? Isn't that like an accounting software?
Simple Safe. There's lots of them.
Simple Safe. We got Simple Safe. But yeah, that was really cheap. But it's like guaranteeing you with the sous vide especially. I freaking love the sous vide. It's like good meat cooked perfectly every time.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Because last night I had a filet mignon. And I just want it to come out perfectly.
Right.
I don't want it messed up because it's small.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of room for error.
I have never gotten the appeal to filet mignon. I mean, I know
tender.
it's tender.
It is.
But it's not super flavorful because there's not a lot of fat in filet mignon.
I know,
it's a leaner cut of meat.
But the tenderness is like so lovely.
And it's a small
The only thing
piece
that
of
makes
meat.
me sad is it's over quickly. It's the reason why we had to start turning keto chow into an ice cream, because when it is a shake, the experience goes too fast. Like y'all could see my mouth. I could have probably passed you all three of those cuties at one time with my mouth. I mean, finally, I need to write my first grade teacher and let her know we found something about my big mouth in class. It helped. I felt like it gave us a competitive advantage.
Deb said, hey, 2KK fam, Rachel, wow, I'm loving your very tan gun.
Thank
Savages
you.
program must be amazing. Nice cuts coming. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. I am so proud. I mean, I'm enjoying finally, like, you know, Hulk raging out of my shirts now, but the fact that I am consistent. Like Joe can tell you, consistency in strength building. I could cardio. I enjoy walking, but the strength training thing, 5 days a week consistently, like that's just never happened before. Never.
Oh, there's a good one. Jennifer said, my friends and I have attended Carb Day at Indy once with a bit of drinking involved. There are no pictures to prove on a dare that we exited Steak and Shake wearing our taco salad bowls as hats.
Oh my gosh. Why are there no pictures of this? Like, how fun would that be to see, Jennifer? That is so awesome.
Eileen got a save the date for next year's Collaborative Scientists Conference.
Nice.
February 8th through the 9th in 2025. Location TBA. I'm assuming it's Vegas.
It's got to be Vegas. I got to think it's Vegas because it's just, because they live there and Sharon's got like a lot of connections and they can get like really cool venues like they did this year.
Jujubee said, I wound up traveling with a 9-month-old and a 5-year-old from Hawaii to Florida for a non-refundable Disney trip. Thanks, Uncle Sam. P.S. He was approved till they took it back 2 days before.
Oh, my goodness.
Dorothy said, okay, so here's her regret. Hospital bill for the delivery of my 2 boys. Totally non-refundable.
Not that I want a refund. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious. Yeah. There's no givesies, backsies. We're in it to win it.
Okay, Carrie has a question.
Hey, Carrie.
I'm wondering how bad is it to live with a hernia and stones, since it looks like I won't be able to get it taken care of with the VA, since I had to fire the doctor. Listen, we're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. Have I lived with a hernia? Yes, I have.
Yes, he actually has a hernia.
Can it be painful?
Very.
Yes, it can be, especially if it comes out. Is it smart? Probably not. Kidney stones, I would work on getting them get rid of. That's just me. But you're in charge of your health care. And I personally, listen, you've got the VA, find another doctor. That's what I would do personally and try to get it taken care of. Our problem is we have a $20,000 deductible for health insurance.
Which is why we haven't got it fixed.
Roman said,
hey, Roman.
What electrolytes would you recommend for sports while on a keto diet? Salty?
Salty.
Yeah, salty. All 3 of the major 3 ones are good. Salty, Redmond Relight, and Element. Salty is my favorite because it doesn't have maltodextrin in it, even though the maltodextrin and the other ones aren't that bad.
The magnesium,
But what I really like, especially if you're doing sports, with Salty is it has more potassium and it has a lot more magnesium. And magnesium is one of the hardest things to get on a ketogenic diet because of the foods that we eat. Most of the foods that you're going to find a lot of magnesium in are very high in carbohydrates. And when I say foods, I mean like whole foods.
Right.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
I
being
would
here,
use
Roman.
Salty. We have a link down below, and that link will get you 10% off.
Definitely going to be serving up the Salty at RV Unplugged finale rally.
Speaking of coupons.
It's hot, too. Y'all, if you're coming to the finale rally, bring your tank top, bring your shorts.
I was actually even commenting today. It's weird that we're mid-July and we're not getting rain. Normally at this time of the year, it rains every single day at 3 o'clock, and we haven't had rain. All of our flowers in the front died. I mean, because I'm not running my sprinklers because we have iron in our water, and everything turns orange, and you can't get it off of the cars. And,
I know. It's
so
bad.
It's really bad.
It's not as bad as our recent electric bill, but it's bad. Oh my gosh.
Talk about nonsense. So
we got reconnected.
We did not have a meter for 3 weeks.
Right.
Because we had a fire in our meter. Mm-hmm. So they came out and they basically disconnected the meter but gave us electric, and then you had to arrange, fortunately John Paul, you have to arrange for an electrician to come and change out the box, and then they put a new meter in. So the FBL has to be there. And talk about a racket. Right. They showed up here at 7 in the morning. They get this 2 trucks. They sit in their truck the entire time that John Paul is changing the box.
Right.
All they do is flip the switch off.
Yeah.
And then while he did the work, they still have to stay here, and then they flip it back on, and they get paid to sit in the air-conditioned truck all day.
So they did to tell you, how much do we guess that you used in electric?
Double of any other month I've ever had.
It was over $700 they charged us, for... electric this month.
They're like, this is based on your average.
We're just gonna spitball
the highest electric bill I've ever had was $480, which was the month prior, but there was a reason. I think we ran the freeze dryer for almost 30 straight days. There was a lot of stuff going on that we used more electric than normal. So how is the month that they're saying that we didn't have a meter, why is it $300 more than that? When before that, our bills were averaging in the high 3s during the summer.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, and they said you have there's no recourse. You're paying.
Yeah, you're what are you gonna do?
So anyway, back to coupons. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We found out that starting in August, there won't be any more Chalk Zero coupons.
Yeah.
Because of the price of cacao butter. Robert has talked about this, because of stuff in the rainforest, you can't get cacao butter, and so the cost is exponentially higher. So if you're looking to get Chalk Zero, use our link down below.
Do it before the price goes
there won't be any more coupons come August for Chalk Zero.
Right.
So if you want to get Chalk Zero, I would load up, use the coupon down below and load up on it. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
it's out.
I'm putting it out there because I want you to save money.
Well, yeah, and this is the last time that you can have a coupon.
Yeah,
I like a coupon,
and that's supposed to be the case for everybody. Like they just there won't be any more coupons or anything. Jennifer said you had such a following and did too well on challenges to not be targeted.
You guys have I cannot.
Oh yeah, I got a text message from Todd and Tony in the morning. He was like, "This day's gonna suck. Your entire audience is gonna revolt." I'm like, "No, they're not.
No, they're not." That's the thing. Like, you guys are the most welcoming, loving, encouraging people ever. So yeah, I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" Like,
what the coolest thing is for the giveaways after each week, it's like most of the time it's been 2KK people.
Yes, which
Juliana was there last night.
Oh my gosh,
Adrian got on a couple times.
I love it. Y'all are, and I really would love to see. Like, I think Adrian's coming down for the finale rally.
Yes.
Like, I would love to see her on
I think she's trying to get
3.
on.
I would love it. That would rock.
Okay, Chris has a question. Have you guys tried the Keto Brick cookies and cream, and which is your favorite? I want to start buying them from the link you provided. I'm just not sure about which ones are delicious.
Cookies and cream is it's Milkin cookies, I think it's called, and it is.
I like the Milkin cookies.
Peyton's. Oh my gosh,
really good.
Our grandbaby is in love with that flavor.
Different flavors are in stock at different times because you got to remember Keto Brick's a small company, and so he does runs. Probably my absolute favorite is Bell's Brownie Batter. I like pretty much all of the whey protein ones the most, but I do like them all. The only one I'm not like as much of a fan of is the original mocha.
No
and that's
way.
Probably because it was just the original.
It's what we ate
for a long time. We actually did at one point a challenge where we ate nothing but Keto Brick for a week.
Yeah. So like,
I remember Robert texting us, "This is not advised."
What is wrong with you?
And then Crystal did it.
Right. It was fun. I got news for you. When we are working on the house, we're
going to be living on Keto Chow and Keto Brick.
We're going to be living on Keto Chow and Keto Brick because I'm not going to want to expend 1 ounce of thought process into like, what are we eating? Like, not one.
Nootropic is a really, really good flavor. Yeah. I really like the Nootropic.
Like that.
It's like a vanilla icing with a hint of pineapple.
Yeah.
One thing that Keto Brick's really been helping you with is the fact that Robert's got you eating 80% of your diet from fat.
I feel,
which is difficult.
Really good though.
Yeah.
Like that is, I mean, that's like old school. Like we've talked about numerous times, I'm somebody who prioritizes brain health. And so, dude, like I feel really good. I'm feeling really, really strong in my mind and fuerte in my body.
Barbara said, "How was the rest of your time with others who had previously been eliminated?"
It was good.
As we have videos about that coming out.
Yeah.
It started off not great, but ended really well.
Yeah.
But again, that was our own personal issues. Again, we felt like nobody liked us.
Well, also you're walking into a thing where there's alliances, I guess, that was made. Again, we have no idea.
We were blamed. Like there were people that were mad at us, and like we had nothing to do with it.
And then when they realized,
there had to be some healing.
Yeah.
And I will say the Tolsons were awesome at healing, mending relationships. So they opened up their Tiffin motorhome every night, and everybody would just go and hang out all night long and talk. And I mean, they are really, the most amazing people ever.
Really excited to like see Daryl and Clay again because and we had no idea like why are there hurt feelings. I thought, okay, we're all everybody's voted off, and then you get there and there's people that are not happy, so. But yeah.
Raj said people vote others off because they want to win and they're strategizing. Don't try and add a whole bunch of BS into the minds of others.
It's absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it was a game. I had no hard feelings except for the fact we were going like, why doesn't anybody like us?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a game. You knew going in only one couple is going to win. And so
like anything.
Our thing is we didn't want to be the first one off, and by the grace of God, we weren't.
Everything
after that was a win.
I think in a lot of things when it's like, hey, it's not personal. The moment you say that word, it's also an acknowledgement that there's going to be feelings surrounding what follows that. Right? Because it's not personal. Okay, well, that's like the first explanation for someone being like, don't be upset, you know? Mm-hmm. So we're really thankful for the experience, and, you know, I'm glad the way it went down.
Yep. Chris said the contestant voted off by another team is clearly the contestant they don't want to go against. I would absolutely take it as a compliment, a vote of confidence. See what I did there? Exposing darkness. Do the contestants know who won? Yes. We were there for the final games. We won't tell you. Nobody. We didn't even tell. Like
Rachel and Joe won.
Our kids
Two
did
crazy
not
ketos.
Know if we won.
They didn't even know until last night that we were voted off last night.
Nobody knew. We had a very strict NDA. Chris, my closest friend, had no idea.
Yeah. And that's hard. I think that was the hardest thing.
That was very hard.
There's like this monumental sigh of relief that we're just like, you know, you get to share it like, okay, we're done. I love it.
Joanna said, I bit the bullet. I bought a Kasori. Yes. It's supposed to be here on Monday. Can't wait. Meat chips coming soon.
You are going to love this. And bacon jerky. And also using it for other like lunch meats. I'm telling you. You know what I haven't done is like salami.
But
that would be good.
Talk about like danger for me. So meat chips. Or carnivore chips, which is like basically like carnivore snacks, carnivore crisp. It's basically sliced beef, and then you dry it until it's like a potato chip, basically.
I'm trying to stay out of the batch you just made.
So I did a 5-pound rib roast. I ate half of it in a day.
Do I get props? I ate like 2 of those meat chips, like knowing that you kind of like made them for you. You were so nice. You actually gave me the ribs of it. I was like, oh, this is an indication that these are his meat chips.
You eat your meat thins.
I know.
I eat my chips.
But they are tempting because the fat on that roast in particular, right? Like when you get one and it's marbled.
We're trying to empty out the freezers.
Really nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm with Trish.
Dorothy said Keto Chow is so good that a coworker stole my lunch today.
Oh my God.
They took my shaker bottle and all.
Oh my gosh. What? Oh my goodness.
Jennifer said sous vide brisket is so great. Ooh, I haven't tried it on the smoker. I have a brisket going in the thing today.
Oh, do you have it cooking?
No.
Oh, because I thought I saw one in the
I've been
refrigerator.
It in the fridge.
It's ready to go, friend.
I know that.
Are you going to put it in tonight?
I was going to put it in tonight, and then so that I can pull it out. So what I'll do is I'll put it in tonight. Like as soon as we're done, it's going to go in at like 170 degrees. Yeah, we've got a 4-hour road trip tomorrow.
And I'm going to eat brisket on it.
So 4 hour, and then when I get up in the morning, I'll crank it up to like 240 degrees. I'll go help Anthony cut the church, come home, take that brisket, put it in the fridge.
Yeah, you will.
And we got a 4-hour drive to Ocala.
Because we're getting a Swiss Army tractor, like a bunch of weirdos. I can't wait to park this gigantic monstrosity like on the side of our house.
I didn't send Chris Bear the video.
That does not look like...
Do you have the video? You have to send it to Chris.
I will.
So Chris, one day when he was here and I parked my RV on the side of the house, he was like, ooh, that's impressive. If you thought that is impressive, you should have seen me parking the trailer for the tractor on the other side of the house. The trailer is 8 foot 10 inches wide.
Yes.
From tire to tire. And the distance between the post for my gate is 9 foot 1 inch.
I almost...
And I made it perfect.
Fit like a glove. It was ridiculous how scared I was, but exactly like you said in like the recap of our time on this show, when it was like, usually what I do is I go to back up the trailer and I tell Rachel, go away. And like, that is absolutely the truth, because
I had to remove the gutter
entire
downspout off the house because
the gutter, the little candy cane at the bottom of the gutter had to go.
Her whole job was just tell me if I'm gonna hit the gutter.
Ridiculous.
But it fit. It did fit.
It fit.
Wait, Chris said, where does that trailer even fit? Holy cow. Yeah, on the other side of the house.
Of the house.
Which is where we originally were going to store when we had, we created that one when we had the pop-up trailer, but then when we went to a regular RV, you couldn't fit it because of the overhang of the roof. So what we're doing is we ended up getting like a free bucket for the tractor, which is like $6,000. So we said, we got to get it now.
You bundled that.
And so now we got to store this thing on the side of our house until we close in August.
I feel like we're Noah and Noah's Ark, right? Because we are building... it's like, you know how like Noah was building a boat and there's no water anywhere in sight? Like, you're bringing home a tractor that don't make no sense in like the very close quarters.
Anthony wants to know if I can help him cut the church using the tractor.
I figure he would. But I mean, we're so close. You know, you're bringing it into a community with like a 0 lot line. And you're like, well, here's this overkill.
Hey, the rules of our town where we live are you can have it so long as it's covered on 3 sides.
Whatever that is, you can have that.
It could be the front street. You can see it from the street so long as it's covered by your house, your back fence, and your side fence.
I can only imagine what people think us weirdos are doing. What are you doing?
I want to put a sign out in front of my house when we leave to all of the people who have tried to turn our beautiful no homeowners association home
into like
condo commandos and say, see ya.
Honey, they're going to be so glad to see us go. I'm telling you what. They're like, those junkyard dogs are finally leaving. They'll be happy.
Chris said, Joe's like, no, sir. I'm going to use this tractor to dig up the park across from my house.
Right, seriously. Oh my gosh. I got to put in Christmas lights, and I tend to do things with like overkill.
John said, I love bobbing for cuties. You were both awesome.
Aw,
Rachel
thanks.
did amazing at it. You can't even tell from the video how quick that was.
I was so intense about it.
Like, Ashante beat us for the first one in her mouth, and then after that, like, I would literally drop it in the thing, and she already had the next one going.
Right here, baby.
It literally, I think it was like less than 40 seconds that all 3 of them pick up and run across. And it was funny because on the putting together the grill, they said you don't want to come in last. That was the perfect challenge for us. We wouldn't have done well in the other challenges. So like it lined up perfectly. Matt and Mandy were awesome at the other thing.
Could have done better than Matt and Mandy with that frisbee knocked the bottle off. But isn't that such a good game? That is definitely something that like we need to start playing in the backyard more, because all you would need is like a water bottle. You could even set these guys up. You need a table, something like this, and a frisbee. That's like very, very inexpensive, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good game. That's cool.
Jesse said, if you don't have a gallbladder or IBS, you may want to ease into salty because I get bathroom pyrotechnics sometimes with it. So yeah, a lot of times that's gonna, especially the gallbladder, that's gonna be from the fat. So the 2 things that are gonna cause you to have bathroom pyrotechnics are increased sodium and increased fat. So if you don't have a gallbladder, you don't process the fat as well. So there are specific ways you have to do keto. Dr. Barry's got a lot of cool videos on that to help you out. You might want to try some ox bile and stuff as well. But yeah, if you get the runs from a lot of salt, it just means that you've got plenty. Like you can cut back on it a little bit.
You're doing fine.
Sean said cuties and barbecue sounds like a pretty disgusting combo.
It's kind of funny though, because the McLemore boys like represent some different companies like Wonder Bread and Pickles and Masterbuilt, all this kind of stuff. And so they're like, okay, well, what could we do to bring a game to this space and that barbecue sauce brand, which we actually wound up. I thought it was really nice that they sent us home. We were really thankful to get, the smoker, but like they had some seasonings and sauces that weren't for us, but we shared them with people who, were going to give them to their extended family because they were, fine with sugar and stuff content in it. But yeah, so it was like, well, what could we do with this? And I thought it was hilarious what they came out with.
Dorothy said, I never use my Amazon app anymore. I go to YouTube, find a 2KK video, click on one of their Amazon links no matter what I'm buying.
Thanks,
Thank you
Dorothy.
so much for it. Yeah, people ask us, how can we support you? Just using our links. It doesn't cost you anything. So if you click on any one of our Amazon links, they're also on our website, which I'm in the process of trying to work on that as well, to make it a little bit easier. Supposedly there's a way to make your Amazon page look cooler. I just can't figure out how to do it.
We're still working on making ourselves look cooler.
That's a lifelong it gives
process.
us a couple of pennies, and we really do appreciate it. So if you click on any one of them and then go buy anything, it will give
turlet paper.
Jennifer said, dude, you got to go solar at the new place we're going to.
Yes.
So obviously there is an order of things that need to be done. Like step 1, get in,
Have
gut
walls.
the house. Step 2, do the bathroom. Step 3, do the kitchen. Then our bedroom, because then everything else we can kind of work on even as we're in there. And then once all that's done, I'm gonna do solar for the house. We're gonna have electric, but I'm gonna build a solar field, like a 15,000 kilowatt solar field. And then we're going to put solar on our studio building when I build that. And then we're going to put solar on the garage that I'm going to build. So everything will have its own solar with electricity as its backup. That's the plan. But I don't want to put solar on the roof because it's a giant sale. And in Florida, a lot of insurance companies don't want to insure you if you have solar on your roof.
Right.
Because it's a risk. And we're already battling the insurance companies because according to them, I had a claim in 2020, but I didn't.
We didn't.
And so they're saying that I'm uninsurable.
We have to prove.
Until I can prove that I didn't get any money.
We didn't make a claim that we didn't make.
But we can't get the old insurance company to return our phone calls or answer us.
To show that.
Yeah, but they're like, you have to prove that you never got a claim. I'm like, in 2018, we said our car was stolen.
Yeah.
The claim was denied.
Right.
And they're like, no, you got money in 2020. I'm like, we did not.
Who got money? not us.
Insurance is a fraud.
It's like crazy.
It's so ridiculous.
Trish
teaches me never file a claim.
Trish says, what, did you not keep the mountain of Wonder Bread? No, we didn't.
No. My sister texted me the same thing. What'd you do with the bread? We didn't take any bread.
Yeah, we just said thank you.
And then the sauces we gave away. I don't remember. I think we gave it to Phil and Stacey.
I want to say Phil's their son.
Yeah, they were going to see the kids.
Yeah,
and we gave it to them.
And they were going and they were cool with it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jennifer, that yurt. Yes. Oh my gosh. Because Jennifer is the one that sent you the link that talked about yurts. That was so
and I
awesome looking.
Well, I'm probably gonna build myself. We've pretty much just gone and stolen all the plans from inside of all the local sheds. I literally went and took pictures and counted every beam because I can build it for about 30% of what they're selling them for, which would be cheaper than the yurts as well. But the yurts are really cool. That's like a backup plan because I found a place here in Florida that will build the yurt to hurricane code.
Because that's
the thing. It's so you have everything in Florida must be built to withstand a minimum of 140 mile an hour wind. So you can get it code approved for 140, but most people want to go to 170, and those are the two codes. So you got to go between 140 and 170 mile an hour winds.
But I was folding laundry in the bedroom, and Joe goes, "Dude, you have to see what Jennifer just sent me. Like, you have got to see this yurt." And I think everybody should Google yurts and like building your own yurt because it looks freaking rad.
Yeah.
Like, talk about room and coolness.
Matt, so I saw that Sean said manufactured homes don't have really good roofs on them either, so the extra weight of the panels can be bad. Yeah. And it's just, I don't want them up there. I'd rather, we have 6 acres, so why not build the solar field?
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't have to worry about stuff.
We're already doing a bunch of other crazy stuff, so why not?
Miriam said hurricane code. I didn't even think of those things.
I know. Well, and it's vice versa. It's always so interesting, like when we go and visit Chris and Miriam and see the things that they think about or that goes into like city planning and like how things are organized that is so different from Florida just because of the climate and the elevation. It's just it always just is so interesting, right?
Yeah,
it's just cool.
and here's the thing is, so when you go, if you go on like Amazon, Home Depot, you see tiny homes, sheds, things like that, like stuff you can have shipped to you and build yourself. None of that can be used in Florida because it's not built to withstand the winds. So you have to call the company, like we were looking at metal garages, they have to completely redesign it for you to be able to use it in Florida, and the price goes up by $10,000.
Is Rush calling me out on my use of rad? Yes.
Brian said, can someone confirm that the host Todd was an actor on an episode of Yellowstone? No, I don't believe so, but he was a football player.
Yeah. He was I believe in the Canadian league, if I'm not
he
mistaken.
played semi-pro. I think he played Canadian, beat up his body. We've talked about it when we interviewed him because he does keto.
Amazing gentleman. Like both Todd and Tony are just top shelf dudes. I mean, just awesome. And Stephanie, I'm excited for everybody to get to meet Stephanie that's coming to the rally. That is Todd's wife. She is just the sweetest girl, but she's behind the scenes and you don't get to see her, but she's just so cool.
People saying that there's no reason to watch RV Unplugged. Watch it. It's good.
Well, I'll be there. Let's chat. We'll be in the chat together.
We will be there, and we are part of the final episode as well. Plus, we have some really cool behind-the-scenes things. Deb said, my favorite brick is butter maple pecan, followed by Bell's brownie batter. I had a test version with tallow at Hack Your Health to replace the cacao, and it was so good. Yeah,
I hope they can make that a thing.
Robert said he was going to send me some, and he didn't. And I think he forgot. I got a message.
Yeah. Brian's like, then he has a doppelganger.
Miriam wants to know which ones are the Tolsons. So the guy who, like,
first waff.
I think he's got a better voice than James Earl Jones for listening to the Bible.
Okay, I don't agree with that, but I'll say he's second place.
No,
I'm sorry, but you're talking about Darth Vader. I'm sorry. There's nobody with a better voice. But he's number 2.
He was in Atlanta PD. They have a Tiffin. Super, super nice.
And Clay. They were the first ones.
They were the first ones on
Blue
Team to go home.
Yeah.
Sally said you guys got voted off because you were the strongest teams left.
I love you.
Chris said, I can confirm that Joe did not violate the NDA and talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
Again, if you have any questions about keto or carnivore or anything like that, let us know. John said, I'm proud of you guys knowing where you came from, your health journey, and what you were able to accomplish on RV Unplugged. And that was the point. It was really about showing other people what can happen when you take back your health, as well as proving things to ourselves.
I think it's really fun that our kids are getting into pickleball. If you're thinking like, what's the next cool thing for the 20-somethings? Pickleball is apparently sweeping the world. And even tomorrow night, like the kids are all going. It's like a big, like, the young adults that we know are all going for a big pickleball thing. It's one thing, once you buy like some paddles and, balls, then you're done. And you just find a local park, and more parks are having a pickleball thing. It's funny because I was talking to Anthony about they're looking for, places to live because they're getting married November 1st, Anthony and Sarah. And so they're looking for places. And he was
learning it's expensive.
Right. And he was like, okay, this is a really cool apartment. I really like this, but I'm looking for the pickleball courts close by because it's like a great date night opportunity and get some fitness in while they're doing it. But I thought that was so funny. I was like, this is something that my mother's friend group is also talking about, pickleball, because it's very popular among like the seniors around here.
Right.
So I think it's funny that it's like the young adults and also the seniors. Maybe this will bridge generations.
Rush said pickleball, it's tennis for 5-year-olds.
5-year-olds for adults.
It's just tennis for 5-year-olds for adults. Yeah, I mean, it's basically ping pong. on a tennis court.
It is.
Mary said, I don't think the contestants should have known in advance who they were competing against. It gave an advantage to those who were sneaking, trying to make alliance before the game started.
I wonder if they'll change the way they do it next time.
Okay, so it's not, they just started kind of talking to people. I mean, we met people at the RV show too. You really couldn't make a complete alliance because you didn't know whose team you were going to be on, but they started to being friends, which is fine.
Totally fine.
Listen, you know why that happened? That happened for us because the way it was supposed to work was we were not going to know who we were competing against till the day you drove up.
Balls.
And what ended up happening was they decided they were going to try to promote early. But for us, remember, we were going in, we were going to just disappear on you guys. We were going to be gone for 3 weeks and you wouldn't have known.
I was like, oh no.
And so when they said, hey, we're going to announce early, it was perfect. That's why they didn't make the decision for us, but I feel like that really helped us. Who knows what they're going to do next year? They learned a lot this year. I mean, again, Tony said last year they had one competition a day and they didn't have enough footage. So what did they do this year? They went to 3 and now they couldn't fit everything in. So it's a learning process. It's 2 guys who came up with this idea.
Can I just say I really miss Mary and Steve and seeing them like every day and in the evenings on the cruise ship. Like, I miss you.
Maybe, hopefully soon, one day.
Maybe we could be neighbors one day. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Hint, hint. I mean, you are here in Florida. Not that far away.
Hey.
Sean said, question, is the kitchen at the new place going to be able to fill all the wonderful appliances?
We're buying outbuildings.
So, we're gutting 2 studs. The kitchen is pretty big. The only problem that I have is that for some silly reason, the return for the AC is in the kitchen area, which limits cabinets, but you don't put a return in a kitchen because smells from the kitchen now go through the whole AC system.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to find an AC guy that can help me with that. But so, yeah, we will have plenty of kitchen room, more counter space than we have now, definitely more cabinet space. But then once we're all done, I'm going to build like a building. I probably will convert the shipping container into like a sausage dehydrator, like all that stuff outside.
Because that's what weirdos do.
Well, we're going to put air conditioners and everything.
Officially weirdos.
We are.
I feel like it fits. The title fits. At this
Sean
point.
said, I have a bit of a dilemma. My doctor is retiring, so this is my last visit with him. He's getting on me about my total cholesterol being high at 310. He wants me to take a statin. So I just had this conversation with my mom. Okay, now, Sean, again, we're not doctors or nurses or health professionals. I will tell you what I would do, okay, if it was me. And I've had these conversations.
Yes.
You are in charge of your own health journey. My question to a doctor when they say, like, I want you on a statin, and I would basically go back to them, what about all of my other inflammatory markers? Mm-hmm. What about the fact that most people who die of a heart attack have normal cholesterol? What about the fact that pretty much everybody who lives over the age of 90 has high cholesterol? What about all of the side effects of the statins? I mean, again, I had these conversations with my mom. What about the fact that a statin has only been shown to reduce the risk of a heart attack by less than 1% and only in men because there's no studies on women? So, okay, so I'm going to risk all of those side effects on a statin for a 1% chance of not having a heart attack, but that will affect all of my other markers? No, thank you. Or you could be like, thank you for the prescription, go home and throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, and just not fill it. We were talking
He can give you the prescription, he can't make you take it.
It reminds me of, we are very close.
That's what I would do.
To the Keto Orlando Summit. So excited about that. That is actually, we're going to be in Orlando first week in August for the Keto Orlando Summit. It's not too late if you're going to be vacationing down here or you live in Florida and you're looking for a keto conference. Consider going to the Keto Orlando Summit. It's really, really fun. And you can look up, we had a video from, I believe it was 2 years ago, where we actually interviewed Triple J, who is going to be leading the 5K this year again. Actually, well, last year he was absent, but like he'll be back this year leading the 5K. And he had that story where he, had been given a whole bunch of different prescriptions. He didn't want to take those prescriptions, but he also didn't want to like get into a fight with his doctor. So he just didn't do it. He just didn't fill them. So it was like, okay, I'm just going to take the prescription and then just not fill it.
Jennifer has a really good question. How much of a generator is necessary for an upright freezer about the size of a standard fridge? So about the size of a standard fridge is going to be about a 20 cubic foot freezer probably. That's going to probably run about 300 to 350 watts an hour. When the compressor is running, you won't need it as much if the freezer is full and it's completely frozen. So any like a 1,000 or 2,000 watt generator would be more than enough. If you're looking for a generator, here's the one I'm going to recommend. You go to Harbor Freight and you buy the Predator 2000.
Yes.
It is very lightweight and pretty much anybody can pick it up. It's probably about this long, about this high, and about this wide. And that'll run on a tank of fuel for about 14 hours. It's powerful enough for me to run the air conditioner in the RV with a soft start. Soft start is a capacitor to not require so much at the beginning. But if you were only running the freezer on that generator and not turning it off, you'd probably get about 20 hours running that generator on one tank of fuel.
We were pleasantly surprised at like what we've been able to purchase at like Harbor Freight. And they have a really good, like, if anything goes wrong, like, their warranty policy is really good.
So when you buy a generator from Harbor Freight, so that's about $400. The same exact Honda is going to be over $2,000.
I mean, it's a significant difference in price.
But Harbor Freight, for like $100, depending on the size of the generator, for like $100 to $200, you can buy an extended warranty on it. Their extended warranty is not, we fix it. Their extended warranty is if anything goes wrong in that year or 2 years, is you just bring it in and we give you a brand new one, no questions asked.
Yeah.
And the manager will actually tell you, mark on your calendar. I've had 4 different managers tell me this. For all of that, like we bought a pressure washer from them. They tell you, mark on your calendar when this expires, come in about a week before and say it doesn't run as well as it used to, which would be absolutely true.
Because you've used it?
Because you've been using it. So you would not be lying. And they will give you a brand new one. And you can get an extended warranty on the free one.
That is crazier than 2 Crazy Ketos.
They've upped their game. Now
remember the tools we would like
stuff like power drills and stuff. If you barely use them, yeah. But if you're like a contractor, don't use Harbor Freight power drills. But if you need something for like once, like we're gonna buy a scaffolding thing from it.
I remember when the boys were little and they would want to buy dad some tools, and they were using like their birthday, money, tooth fairy money, to buy him some tools, and he would open it up and it would be like, ooh, it's a Harbor Freight drill. Years ago, and be like, it is the thought that counts. I do appreciate that.
Mary said, John and Rachel, we miss you guys also. Yay. We're up north visiting the Granberries. Can't wait to see the new property. And being retired, we should have some spare time if you need help with it.
We just want to see your beautiful faces.
I want to see Steve in the same shirt from the cruise. Because we didn't see him wear that shirt.
Did you ever get your luggage? Did that ever get returned?
Miriam said, we have a trailer that fits really tight through our gate and we have to put it in an angle. I feel
all the stress. Miriam, we have to just go inside together because it's just watching it is just,
John said, how far to a dive site from the new house? That's the only downside to this. So we will be, I'll be 2.5 hours from where we are now. So like diving won't be as much. I'd be about an hour and a half from Venice.
We just have to be intentional.
Yeah, so I'll be an hour and a half from Venice, but the diving over there, you can go diving for megalodon teeth.
Which we will.
But the visibility is horrible.
What we're going to start off with is springs. There's a lot of springs in Florida.
I mean, it's not ocean diving. I'm still going to be a dive instructor. Hopefully Hugh doesn't see this because I haven't told him. But we'll just be more intentional. And the cool thing is we do have the RV. There are several places that we can bring our RV for free. So what we'll probably do is like come over here for like 4 or 5 days, I will do a bunch of diving. We can visit Anthony and Sarah. So like, it's just going to be more intentional. It won't be like 3 or 4 times a week.
You got to schedule it.
You know, but you got to give up something to get something, and that's the only thing we're giving up. Mm-hmm. The only thing I'm literally giving up is the fact that I'm 20 minutes from the boats. But everything else...
It's a lot to sacrifice because it is amazing.
But everything else is worth the one thing. I can't live in the country, but then also want to live near the ocean. It just doesn't work that way.
That sounds like something a little kid would write in school, that they're like, when they grow up, they're going to be an astronaut that like lives under the ocean and also has like cows and
Somebody decided to go swimming in like the Disney World lake today?
No.
Or yesterday? Yeah. Of course they got banned for life. There were lots of comments on Facebook about it.
Who would do that?
A husband who's trying to purposely get banned from... The joke is a husband...
You did that on
trying
purpose?
to get banned for life on purpose so that the wife would stop spending so much money in Disney World.
That's terrible, first of all.
I don't think that's what happened, but that is like the meme.
Okay, so...
But yeah, they went for a swim. Now, years ago, when Disney first opened, you could go swimming in the Seven Seas Lagoon.
Okay. So I am going to say this. I used to work with a guy. This is so funny. And he purposely would start a fight, a terrible fight with his wife before her birthday, before Valentine's Day.
Are you talking about me?
Before her anniversary. Every single year. And finally, she was like, because they'd get into a fight, and then it was like, I'm not talking to you, just like, forget you. I don't want a present for you. I don't want anything from you, right? Like, it was one of those like marriage fights. And finally, she caught on to what he was doing. I don't know if he was trying to start one before Christmas or something. And she finally was like, I don't care if I don't speak to you, but you are purchasing me a present. Like, you are taking me out to dinner. You're not getting out of this. I don't care if we like... eat our dinner in a fancy restaurant and don't speak to one another, but like, you are not using this as like a way to get out of buying presents. But I was like, wow, that has to be some level of brilliant though on his part. He did save a ton of money before she realized.
Well, you know, I was thinking the fact that you've decided that you don't eat past 3 o'clock, I guess that when Chris and Miriam and Steve and Holly and all them come, that we're all going to Rodizio Grill and you're staying home because our coupons are only good after 5 o'clock.
I'm fine with it. It's been a weird thing lately. I don't know. Like, do you guys go through this as well? I just find
Eating earlier is better for you.
I mean, I know, but I would love to say that I'm doing it because, like, you know, #health. But I just, like, have been lately, ever since, you know, summer changes things and it's light out longer and I don't know, just the day feels different, that lately I have been voraciously hungry for breakfast, which Chris and Miriam will tell you I like rarely do, especially if I have anything going on. I just don't want breakfast. But lately I've been eating like breakfast, lunch, and then by 3 o'clock I'm like, what do you mean we haven't had dinner yet? It's like so odd. Weird.
Ira said Rachel's competitiveness is so fierce, absolutely inspiring and motivating. You go, girl.
Thanks,
wife,
Iris.
mom, strong.
That's right, man. We're mom strong. We're wife strong.
Barbara said following Hurricane Ian, getting insurance if you live on Pine Island or Malacha, has been insane and astronomical.
Man,
we may end up just self-insuring again, like we are here. I mean.
It's a fancy way of saying we don't have the money for the real stuff.
I mean, Trish said, Joe, what did you actually get to barbecue on the show, and how did you feel about having to use someone else's recipe?
That was
so
odd.
I did not use somebody else's recipe.
Yeah.
They gave us recipes, but we didn't have to use them. So I just used some of the herbs that were there because there was stuff with sugar, and I'm like, I'm not cooking with sugar. So I made a beef tenderloin, and it was probably the best beef tenderloin
oh my gosh.
I've ever made. I was actually really, like, listen, at the end there was nothing left. Like, every single piece of like this 4-pound tenderloin went.
Very delicious.
It was really, really good, and I was impressed with myself because it was a grill I've never cooked on.
That was scary.
Now, I'm very impressed with that Master Built grill because you can just charcoal grill on it. So that little thing that you saw on the side of it, you put lump charcoal in there. And it's got a heating element on the bottom that heats up that lump charcoal, but then there's a fan that circulates the air, and so you can set a temperature. Now that is the more inexpensive one, so it doesn't have a digital dial. You just have to like turn it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there's another version where it's got a digital dial, so you can set an actual temp. But like John had just said to me, like, hey, you're gonna put it here. That's going to get your temperature at about 275 degrees. And then the cool thing is the top of that, when you're done, you crank it up, and then right on top of the firebox, you can sear.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
We decided to do the beef because like the Wags don't cook at all, like ever. And then Matt and Mandy, they do cook, and he's like, I've done a lot of like pork stuff. And so we just knew that, because again, you don't know like how, like, where is this going to put the team? So Joe was like, let me take the beef. That's hard, especially when you've got a time constraint going on. Y'all know when you're like you're trying to, smoke beef, it can be kind of temperamental. So we knew just let Joe do that one.
Sean said, what about the barndominiums or the shipping containers turned to houses? Well, we're getting a 40-foot shipping container, and we'll eventually put windows and doors and stuff in it.
But
you have to put vents and
a rabbit hole of barndominiums. Those things are so freaking cute, right? Like, how cool are those?
Miriam said, I had a dream the other day that I got stuck in someone's basement in Florida. And Chris says, I can tell you it was a dream because basement in Florida.
No basement in Florida.
Up north, there's basements.
But it's very, there's not a lot. So, yeah, I know you're dreaming because basement.
Iris, can you explain a little more about the egg white intolerance? You mentioned it in one of the other videos. Some people develop an egg white intolerance if they eat way too many egg whites. So a lot of times when somebody is allergic to eggs, usually it's children, not adults. And they just, because they're allergic to the eggs as a child, it just becomes an adult. They think they still are as an adult, but they're
grow
not,
out of it.
But they mostly grow out of it. But most people who have an egg allergy, they're actually allergic to the whites. And again, we're not doctors, nurses, or health professionals. But I can tell you as a health coach and talking to people and doing a lot of research, a lot of the allergies come from the white, not the yolk. And so a lot of times, even if somebody has an egg intolerance, they can handle the yolks, but they can't handle the egg whites. Not everybody, but a lot of people. But it just when the egg white bread became really popular a couple years ago, when people were eating like 1 or 2 loaves a day,
like it was every meal they were eating.
Some people were developing
bread.
Egg white intolerance because
turning the entire loaf into
one of those. If you add up the powder and the egg yolks and everything else, it's the equivalent of like 30 or 40 egg whites in one loaf.
I mean, it's delicious, and I can understand, especially if you and we were like that. It had been quite a while since
it was a conveyance for butter.
Well, but we hadn't had bread in like a long time, and so we were like, "Yay, bread! Finally, it's back!" And it was in a way that we felt safe with, right? Because we don't use the store-bought keto marketed bread, and so we were really excited about it, but you tend to overindulge, right? Like that's why I get concerned when people are like, hey, I'm using the wraps or the breads and stuff, because I just know it's one of those things that you somehow it works itself into like almost every meal, like, or at least every day, people are starting to eat a lot of it. So you figure you start doing that every day, and your tummy doesn't like it. And we were even meeting a lot of people in like the fitness space that were adding it to like every pre-workout shake that they were, eating. And so it was like 2 or 3 big giant scoops of the egg white powder, and they were having a lot of pushback. Yeah. They were having some sensitivity developing.
So Iris, I just took it off by accident, but Iris said that she was just curious because they're here. Me and my husband are using egg whites only powdered and don't want to run into a problem. If you're just eating some egg whites every day and if you're having the bread in 1 or 2 slices, that's fine. It's just, again, when people were eating ridiculous amounts of it.
Yeah.
Shauna said, Joe, are you really doing all this work yourself or contractors? I'll watch too many DIY. We're doing it all ourselves. We're doing it all ourselves.
We can't afford not to.
We don't have a contractor. We can't afford a contractor.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a few month process. So again, we're gonna try to pull everything down in like 4 or 5 days.
You've heard of a shoestring budget? This is our budget, the flip-flop budget.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're doing it. I've done it before with my dad growing up, and then we've done a lot of home renovations since we've been married. Rachel is awesome at doing that stuff. But we've also always had children to help. like free labor.
It's new.
And we don't have that.
Isn't that precious though, that like this really, when we started out in January, we work all the time together. And I think that we do work well together. Over the years, it's been better about like recovery. You have that normal thing when you work with somebody that you're just like, I'm mad at you. I don't like how this went down. And then you're like, well, I'm not talking to you the rest of the day. Well, when you work together, you really don't have that luxury, even though it's your spouse, because you need to recover because there's work to do, right? So, and then we took it to that next level going on RV Unplugged because we were like, we don't want to act mean to one another, or like, we love being married and we like, sharing that you can be sweet to your spouse. And so I was like, man, I hope that in, stressful situations that we don't act naughty towards one another. That's what I was really afraid about in the Master Belt Challenge, because I just knew that it could be stressful. So I was really thankful that we were sweet and we're patient with one another. But I feel like that's interesting that we put so much energy into working on being more patient with one another. And now we're really going to need that patience.
Right.
Because we're going to have to do so much work together.
Chris said also women with higher total cholesterol have a lower incidence of death from any cause. I think not being dead is kind of the goal, right?
It's my goal.
Well, then that's great, because Rachel's got like a cholesterol that most doctors would say she should be dead 5 years ago.
We recently got back my labs again this year.
It's the lowest it's ever been. I mean, it was in the 300s, but I mean at one point you had a 500 cholesterol.
And I'm,
And I mean, because you're a lean mass hyperresponder.
I am. So I know. Yeah. I'm the person that Dave and all them are studying.
Just remember, I have to die first. So that'll be good.
No.
Yes.
Hopefully we won't die together in a giant, Swiss Army
Sean
tractor
said,
accident.
I was going to do a sardine fast because my labs were on Friday. Should I worry about it? I wouldn't. But that's just me.
But I enjoy sardines, but do what I do. Cook them outside.
Most people don't cook them.
Don't put them in the air fryer.
They just eat them.
They taste so good cooked. You cook them up, you fry them, shallow fry them in either beef tallow or butter. Amazing.
John said, we replaced the central air system with mini splits, much more efficient in central air and individual room. I'm thinking about that.
Yeah.
We will put one in our bedroom because we have one here. And we have one here because it's on the end of the line and our room was always hot. My only concern with doing mini splits is Rachel thinks I have control over the AC now. I would definitely, because if we're not in the room, it would be off.
What?
So I would have to somehow lock out everybody from it, because there'll be a mini split running in every room all day long. What I have been researching lately is how to take the one out of my house, because why should I buy a new one? Why should I give it to the old people, to the new owners? So I want to pull it out and then just patch the hole, because it's only a hole this big in the whole wall.
Yeah.
So just patch the outside concrete block, patch the inside, be done with it. I've learned how you can actually get back the refrigerant without actually having the whole tank system. There's a way to do it. So we're going to try. Let's see.
Ooh.
Matt said, we officially have our tickets for Keto Orlando Summit. Only took me 49 weeks to get them.
It don't matter how you started out. It matters how you finish. That is awesome. I'm so excited that we're going to get to see you.
Jen said, I asked my doctor today if I can go off my statin since my lipid panel is so good. She said no, because my lipid panel was good because of the statins. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Well, what I do, I would test it myself. Go off the statins for a while and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
Don't tell her you went off of the statins. That's just me, though. Barbara said, I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just telling you what I would do for my own self, but I'm also crazy. Like, I'm also have a son who almost cut his finger off and took his stitches out himself because he's my son. Barbara said, now that you're moving, have you decided to waive the Hershey show? Yes.
Yes, we have to.
Yeah, we actually even have press tickets and everything for the Hershey show, but we got to give up something.
I was really disappointed.
We have to give up something, but
it's on my bucket list to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It just is on my bucket list.
The way we were going to have to do Hershey, because we're going to Alaska the first week of September. So we were literally going to be landing from Alaska on Saturday, coming home, jump in the RV, and drive to Hershey for a week. We literally were going to be home for like 12 hours. That was the plan. That was already going to be tight. So, I mean, as much as I want to go to Hershey, and every year we've been saying we're going to go to Hershey, we're not going to go to Hershey because we got to work on the house and we've got to stop money. We also are canceling one of our cruises, not a 2KK cruise, it was like supposed to be like my birthday kind of cruise, but it was just a you and me cruise that I had gotten really cheap.
When every penny counts.
Yeah. I thought about staying on the cruise and just not doing any excursions and stuff, and then I'm like, you know what? Just $500 is $500.
It'll help.
Jesse said, I'm going to try my hand at pemmican. Which a protein source do you think is better, venison or elk? I have them both. I was going to add some freeze-dried strawberry powder.
Oh, that's going to be
both
good.
Both are going to be great.
They're both going to be
They're both very
awesome.
lean. They're really good. Both are really good.
Yeah, that's going to be delicious.
Yeah, Chris said a Harbor Freight drill is better than no drill.
I do like deer, though, when I get my hands on it.
Venison.
I do like venison.
Chris has probably seen like Big Truck, Big RV. He actually did a whole thing where he took all these different drills. He's like, you get what you pay for. Like you can buy a Milwaukee drill, which is $350, or you can buy a Craftsman, or you can buy a Ryobi, or you can buy one on Amazon. It's $30. How much do you need it? Like the one on Amazon for $30, the battery's probably not going to last very long. But if you're going to use it once every 6 months, it's a great option. But if you're going to use it every day for 5 hours, probably not.
I'm starting to get excited.
Are you?
Because brisket is going in the
Well, we're
smoker.
going to get off because I got to go. I haven't even trimmed that brisket.
It's going in the smoker. I'm eating brisket tomorrow.
If I shave it.
Yes, I am.
I may not share it.
Yes, you will.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back live.
You'll
be back live.
Back-a-lacka?
Should we vlog this ridiculous road trip?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Should we vlog it? Should we do
absolutely.
a full day of eating on the road vlog?
Just me sitting with a giant brisket in my lap.
Just to let you know.
Yes.
We will not be driving past Smokin' Joe's barbecue. We're not going through Wauchula.
That's it. We're done.
We're going to Ocala.
Dissolving this relationship.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back on Monday live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for Keto Beyond the Couch. Have a good night. Bye.